Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to another Quran moment. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Today we're covering, inshallah, the final part of Surah Al Baqarah, verse number 25. We're going to cover the wives of paradise and the three eternals of paradise. This recording was made on the 8th of August 2016, 5th Al-Qa'dah 1437. And all those people who are going for Hajj, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you a journey of taqwa and accept your Hajj, inshaAllah. So, in this ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala concludes by saying the final two sentences, which we shall recite. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وَلَهُمْ فِيهَا أَزْوَاجٌ مُطَهَّرَةٌ وَهُمْ فِيهَا خَالِدُونَ. وَلَهُمْ, and for them, فِيهَا, in it, in paradise, أزواج, spouses, مطهرة, purified. So, quick recap. The ayah has begun with talking about giving good tidings to those who believe and do righteous deeds. The good tidings were, number one, gardens. Number two, we talked about the different types of gardens. Then the rivers, تجري من تحتها الأنهار, the rivers of paradise. Then we talked about the fruits of paradise, من ثمرات الرزق. And now we're talking about the wives of paradise. What is the singular of the word azwaj? Here the word azwaj comes up, and the singular is the word zawj. Zawj means spouse. It can be used for female or male in classical Arabic, but all the ulama understand this to mean the female here. And here it thus means wives. In modern Arabic, and it has been shown to be used in classical as well, you can use zawj with the ta marbuta to mean female. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes these wives as purified. But what are they purified from? There's nothing written, because the next word, mutahharatun, وَهُمْ فِيهَا خَالِدُونَ, is talking about a different topic. So, when it doesn't say what they are purified from, this implies that every single thing that a person would wish a wife to be purified from, she is purified from in paradise. Subhanallah. So, the ulama list from a hadith where the Prophet ﷺ has explained these things, that we can summarize that there are physical things that they are purified from and non-physical things. So let's look at the physical things. So body excretions, so mucus from the nose, menses, odors, smells, bad smells, etc. All these things are something that a person would not like, but bears them in this world because they are necessary to live in this world. But in paradise, if you had the option, you would want to switch off all these things. All of these things are removed. And then the non-physical things. So their manners. The wives in paradise will be well-mannered to their husbands. There will be no bad manners. Their speech will be beautiful and loving, and there will be no harsh speech or ingratitude. They will only look at their husbands, and they will not look at others. Their ages will be appropriate for their husbands, so they don't feel repelled by somebody being too young or being too old. And they will be loving, their hearts will be connected to their husbands and not to anybody else. So subhanallah, paradise is indeed Jannah, and these wives are truly mutahhara, purified. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then says, وَهُمْ فِيهَا, in paradise, خَالِدُونَ, abiding there eternally. So, this makes us ask the question, or let's reflect, what are the eternals of paradise? So the first one is that paradise lasts forever. And we met this when we said جَزَاؤُهُمْ عِنْدَ رَبِّهِمْ جَنَّاتُ عَدْنٍ. We met this when we worked out that one of the names of Jannah is Adan. We talked about it being either a place or a word to describe the entire Jannah. And we said it was related to the word ma'din or mine, because gems and jewels stay in a mine from an earthly perspective forever. So Jannah itself will last forever. It's a place of great bounty, a fantastic place to be. But if it did not last forever, then people would not want to go there, because eventually it's going to end. But out of Allah's mercy, Jannah will last forever. So that's the first forever. Now if Jannah lasted forever, but you had an exit time, there was a time you could stay there for 50 years, 100 years, 200 years, 1,000 years, but then you had to leave. It would always play in the back of your mind that one day I'm going to leave, and you wouldn't be able to enjoy the delights of paradise, truly. So that's why it says, وَهُمْ فِيهَا خَالِدُونَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy in this ayah here, that not only does paradise last forever, but you will last forever inside it. You will live forever inside Jannah, subhanallah. And then, so suppose paradise lasts forever and you're going to stay there forever, but forever is a very long time. Maybe you're going to get bored after some time. 1,000 years, 500,000 years, 1,000,000 years. So boredom is something that can affect the human being. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala even informs us about this in Surah Al Kahf in verse 108. He says, خَالِدِينَ فِيهَا, talking about staying there forever, لَا يَبْغُونَ عَنْهَا حِوَلًا. لَا يَبْغُونَ, they do not want, they do not desire to move away from it. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not only says that that paradise will last forever, and that we will also live there forever, but our interest in Jannah, our excitement about it, will last forever. It is not like the earth, where if you buy a new toy for a child, and it may be the latest, most amazing toy, if you ask them a year later, you find that they're no longer interested. If you marry the most beautiful lady in the whole world, and you fall madly in love with her, after 1 or 2 years, even that love begins to diminish. No matter what it is you possess with wealth, if you craved the first 1,000,000 riyals or £1,000,000 or $1,000,000, after you have the million, then your heart says, no, I want some more. You get bored with what you have. But Jannah, subhanallah, is never boring for its entire time. If you look at the earth, when people reach late age, when they're in their 70s, 80s, and if they have achieved success in everything, they become bored. In fact, studies show that most elderly people, about 50%, are depressed. And the reason they're depressed is because there's nothing that is pleasurable that is left in this world. But in Jannah, this will never occur. خَالِدِينَ فِيهَا لَا يَبْغُونَ عَنْهَا حِوَلًا. They'll never want to leave it, because it's constantly engaging the human mind, constantly interesting, constantly exciting, constantly amazing. Every day is more amazing than the day before, and that increase and amazingness is continuous and ever increasing. Subhanallah. So these are the 3 forevers of paradise. So very briefly, I'm going to summarize the entire ayah now as we come to the end of this. So وَبَشِّرِ الَّذِينَ, we will recite the ayah and quickly do the commentary. وَبَشِّرِ الَّذِينَ, here we talked about giving glad tidings for those people who do آمَنُوا وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ, who believe and do good deeds. What are these glad tidings? أَنَّ لَهُمْ جَنَّاتٍ, that they will have gardens. We talked about the different gardens for those, Adan, Dar es-Salam. تَجْرِي مِن تَحْتِهَا الْأَنْهَارِ, below it run the rivers. We talked about the 4 rivers, the different types of rivers, where they come from. كُلَّمَا رُزِقُوا مِنْهَا, every time they are given rizq in it. مِن ثَمَرَةٍ رِزْقًا, in terms of fruits. قالوا هذا الذي, they say, this is what رزقنا من قبل, we were given before. In other words, there's some degree of resemblance either to the fruits in this world or to the fruits they had the time before in paradise. And we talked about why this resemblance is there, and that the resemblance is in color, in taste, but also in how they make you happy when you eat it. وَأُتُوا بِهِ مُتَشَابِهًا, and there's a tashabuh, that they resemble each other in the shape and color and their ladha. And we talked about why this is the case, so that people are engaged with it and doesn't look completely alien. وَلَهُمْ فِيهَا أَزْوَاجٌ مُطَهَّرَةٌ. That's what we talked about today, that they will have purified wives. وَهُمْ فِيهَا خَالِدُونَ. They will live forever in a place that lasts forever, in a place that they will be interested forever. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala take us to Jannatul Firdaus and spare us from the least punishment in hell, by making us from those people who really believe in Allah and who really strive hard to do good deeds. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.